Log in, late night, same chair, same spot. Screen glow, halo, chat's running hot. She flips to page 3, then dives off the plot. Let's talk about the Lizard Kings again. Tinfoil crown sitting proud on her head. Says it helps keep out the thought police thread. But she laughs so hard that it slips instead. Who walks past like, here we go, my friend. Welcome to Digger's Chatterbox. Pull up a chair, let your weird thoughts talk. From dusty old books to the sky that watches. She's under that shiny hat, unlocking all the boxes. Digger 420 on your screen, non-stop. This is Digger's Chatterbox. Sweets is asleep on the unread stack. Camera zooms in, chats typing in caps. Show us the cover, what's that in the back? She grins, it's classified. Or maybe it's trash. She's got red string charts that we can't quite see. Swears the plot twist lives on page 203. Then she stops mid-rant. Did you hear that beep? It's just a follow ping, but we all lean in. Welcome to Digger's Chatterbox. Pull up a chair, let your weird thoughts talk. From dusty old books to the sky that watches. She's under that shiny hat, unlocking all the boxes. Digger 420 on your screen, non-stop. This is Digger's Chatterbox. Is it all in our heads or a hidden code? Are we chasing our tails or the mother lode? She says, think for yourself, that's the only law. Then Boo hits the mic with a perfect misbrew. Welcome to Digger's Chatterbox. Pull up a chair, let your weird thoughts talk. From dusty old books to the sky that watches. She's under that shiny hat, unlocking all the boxes. Digger 420 on your screen, non-stop. This is Digger's Chatterbox.
Because, you know,
Hello, hello. I am here. You are here. We're all here. It's freaking hot. I know I've got it open and I look there. That's a little bit better, I guess. I was running around up and down. Enjoyed a bit of sunshine, not a very whole lot, but I did get a very little bit, and anything is better than nothing, right? It is Wednesday, my dudes. So it is chatting with chat, which means whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we'll do. And if you've got nothing to talk about whatsoever, I will fill in the holes because that's what I do. I can always find something to talk about. Hello, Special Emissary. How you doing? Good to see you. And good to see you too, Bowls Deep. Hello, hello. It is Wednesday. I have an hour and a half between the morning show and my afternoon show. And we spent that time watching the Final Boys episode. I will give no spoilers away, but it was a good episode, and I liked how they wrapped it up. Although it does leave me hoping that we will get a season 3 in Gen V, because some stuff that happened in this hasn't happened yet in the Gen V world. So I'm hoping that means we get a season 3. Yeah. How's your Wednesday? What you guys do in the weekend? Got any plans? But yes, hi, Wild. How you doing? Oh no, special emissary's parents or dad rather has been brainwashed by CNN Israel. That sucks. My entire fan family was all roped in and riding the government will never lie to us train the entire time of COVID. I am the only one in my entire extended family who did not get the stupid shots. Didn't get a one, never got COVID. Yeah, it is what it is. But it's nice because lately, I'd say the last, well, since my visit in September, my father has been, he may have been looking at it beforehand. In fact, I know he was, but he and I have been talking and he's seeing, he's finally seeing through the silliness that is mainstream media. And it's a lot of fun for us to discuss what's going on and how things might play out. And it's quite nice to have, because I mean, I pride myself in being a logical person with a fair, good amount of common sense. And I blame my folks for that. I think they raised me right and they taught me how to question things. Not enough to insanity, but enough to make sure that I'm believing the right thing for myself, right? Do your own research sort of thing. And it was really weird for me when my mom and dad didn't use their logic and common sense and they just went for it and went for it. And it's so cool to be able to talk to my dad now and see about things that are going on in real life and see that he's seeing through the charade that is CNN and Fox News, and he's seeing that there are other sources that may tell you a better or not the better truth, but a real truth, not the fabricated media owned truth. So we've been having a fair amount of fun with that. I have to admit, it's nice to have my logical father back. I've been I don't know. I've been having a little bit of issues. I've been having some issues. Um, I'm not doing what I know God wants me to do. So I'm having a little bit of a not a thing of like I'm not losing my faith per se. Um, I know that God exists. I know that Jesus was real. He walked the earth. He died. He was resurrected 40 days later. He died. He was raised again. 40 days later, he was resurrected. I believe all that. I get all that. That's fine. My problem is I keep fucking up. And why is he going to bother with me? Like, at what point is he just going to go, we tried, she tried, but she just keeps screwing up. At what point does he just wash his hands of me, right? So I've been having a little bit of a crisis of faith. That's the term I was looking for. Crisis of faith. Not faith in him, faith in me. And so, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. I'm kind of at the point where all the one world governments and new world orders and all that craziness has actually become a real thing. That was a mind fuck. The fact that a lot of my conspiracy theories were actually real. That was quite the mind fuck. But now I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the world, and I know that we're near the end times and all this shit. And it's not that I disbelieve in him, it's that I disbelieve in me. I'm too much of a fuck up. I keep self-sabotaging. I should be in a wonderful spot. Life is doing great things for me, but I keep doing stupid shit. So, if you guys don't have a topic, let's talk about that. Self-sabotage. Why do we do it? Can we fix it? Please, can we fix it? If anyone's got any ideas, please help. Self-sabotage has been my main, that's basically what I've done all my life. It didn't help. I had a lot of, I was ill when I was very young, and I had a lot of different doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists, and all of them say it was in my mind. I was making it up, either looking for attention, lying for the sake of lying, or whatever. But it didn't exist. So most of my life, I was told I was lying and making it up anyways. And they finally acknowledged it when I was 30. Um, but in 30 years, you can do an awful lot of damage to yourself trying to self-medicate for an illness that the doctors say doesn't exist. So I became a professional self-saboteur in those 30 years, and 16 years later, I'm still really damn good at it. I would be the old pro sitting in the back sharing war stories, telling you how to do it better. So yeah, if anyone's got any ideas on helping me with that, I would appreciate it, because I just keep doing shit that I know I shouldn't do, but I do it anyways, and I wake up and do it all over again, and yet every night I'm praying, saying thank you for all the blessings you've bestowed upon me, and being honestly truly thankful for them, um, but not understanding why he would bother with a piece of crap like me. So I know some of that has to do with depression. I know some of it has to do with a lot of different things, but that's been my life for the last probably three months or so now, maybe longer. That self-sabotage. Um, and I'm seeing it in myself. I'm old enough that I see it in myself and I can recognize the signs. Doesn't stop me from doing it, but at least I'm that much further down the line. It's like when I'm in my worst of my depressions, I've been doing it for 46 years, and at least I've got 46 years of experience telling me, as bad as the bad is, it's going to go up again too. So that's helped me manage my depression a little bit. But like I said, I just keep fucking up. I keep doing stupid little things that I know I shouldn't do, but I do them anyways. And then I pray and say thank you to him. And I'm thinking, how much longer is he going to uh, give me these daily blessings before he just washes his hands of me? uh, TV has been such a massive, undeserved type of influence that has finally started to degenerate after late 2019, 1920, no, 2019. The hold is impressive, but I'm glad I've been TV free for 10 years now. I've been TV free since 2012. 2012. I have been watching TV over the last year to 2 years with other friends who share their TV with me. It's been quite nice. But yeah, I was a latchkey kid. My brother and I raised ourselves. Both parents had to go to work, so we woke up, we got ourselves fed and ready and off to school, and we'd come back and we'd feed ourselves dinner, and the thing would go on. Um, so the TV raised us, and thankfully it was the TV of the 80s and 90s, because they still had morals and stuff. They taught you good lessons still. So I think my brother and I are in decent position thanks to the TV of the 80s and 90s. But yeah, everything's just woke bullshit now. It really is silly. I've very much enjoyed the boys and Gen V, because it's just so silly. Like, it's toilet humor and it's silliness, and it's easy to just let go, and just immerse yourself in the silly stupidity of it all. And it's been quite enjoyable. Um, but yeah, it's been a very, very long time since anything of any actual worth has come out of a TV series. Critical thinking has been under attack for too long, and the chemical hits TV provides is a large part of that mission's success. Fair enough. I would definitely agree with that. Like I said, my brother and I raised ourselves on TV. So, like, all of the morals that were instilled upon us from TV. So, I mean, Married with Children was a wonderful, hilarious show full of people who would have been deplorable And yet I managed to learn life lessons from them, good life lessons from them, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I've been appreciating in the last couple of years the release that TV provides, because I hadn't had it in so long. Actually watching the Housewives series is all of them with Shenny was awesome. Learning about anime and old TV series that I didn't, I'd never seen before, from Brian and Kaiser and Johnny, and I forgot how nice it is to be able to just shut the brain off and watch and just emote from what is being shown to you on the screen. I forgot how great that feels. But yeah, it can definitely be a detriment if you're relying on that. Well, thank you, Wild. That's what I keep telling myself. He never gives up and you're always redeemable. And I keep telling myself that. But then I go, yeah, but why? Why bother? She keeps doing the same shit. But I keep telling myself that, and that's what keeps me going. And I made a promise to him and to myself, um, oh gosh, probably nearly 10 years ago now, that even in my worst moments, even when I believe in myself the least, I will keep coming back to him. I won't give up. Is basically the key. As bad as I feel and as bad as I get, I won't give up. And that's the best thing I can do to hope that I am, still redeemable in the end. Because I really do. I watch myself doing shit. And even leading up to the doing of things, I'm thinking to myself, this isn't a good idea. You really shouldn't do this. Maybe if we did something different. And yet I still do the same thing anyway. You know? You'd think at 46 years old, I'd be able to stop myself from doing some stupid shit, but apparently not. It's not as stupid the shit as I used to do. Thankfully, I'm not self-medicating like I used to do, but still, it just, oh, why do I keep repeating the same shit, same shit? Yeah, the government is not here to help. It's a wonderful notion, but that shit ain't real. And that's the key. My family, or my parents and people of my parents' generation, um, they still believed that the government was believable, that they were trustworthy. They would not lead you astray. They would tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but let you decide for yourself. They really did still believe that. I am seeing now that my dad is not believing that anymore, which is great. I don't know about my mom and stepdad, but they live so far off in the boonies that anything worldly that happens will hit them last. So I'm not overly concerned. I don't know if they're still getting their shots anymore. I would like to think they've all stopped, you know, but I don't know. It's, it is what it is. Self-sabotage can be fixed by truly loving, patient, understanding, and firm significant others. Vulnerability brings many fears, but the reward is unparalleled when you find the right ones. My best friends know my ego won't prevent me from hearing their views. Okay, yeah, and I get that. Yeah, at least I'm still open. I'm more than willing to listen to other people. Um, you know, but I even when I've been long term, really great strong relationships, I still manage to, you know, self sabotage. I still, if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. And I think I was programmed from a very young age to think that I was a fuck up. So I'll always be a fuck up and I'll just keep fucking up. And that's a pre programmed notion in my brain that I would like to get rid of, but it's still there. And it doesn't matter how much I'm loved or cared for or whatever, it's still there. I'm going to fuck myself over anyway. I know someone who nobody would think they are self-sabotaging by trying to help a relative, and all it's done is pull them into a family division, police, courts, etc., all against the pleas from those cautioning them not to get involved. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you're just helping. I'm just helping. That's what I do is I help. And you end up just walking yourself into a whole nother mess of problems. Um, and I get that. I'm a helper. I'm broke. I've got no car. There's not a whole lot I can do if you want, you know, purchased presents or what have you. But when the chips are down and you're really needing help, I'm the one that's always there. By choice, I'll be there. I'll help you out. It doesn't matter if you treated me like absolute shit. If you need it, I'll help you out. Um, but that does from time to time pull me into things that I didn't need to be pulled into. Trying to help my buddy Ron downstairs. His family wouldn't have anything to do with him because he was a miserable old so and so, miserable racist old so and so. But I helped him anyways because he was, I knew he was a good man in the heart, and I knew if no one else helped him, or if I didn't help him, no one else would, you know. Um, but yeah, I ended up getting myself involved in more than I needed to with that. It's the type of growth and support I try to give others. It gives me disproportionate joy. Well, see, yeah, and that's my thing. I like helping others. I can't do it in a lot of monetary ways, but I can do it in person. I can clean your house. I can cook for you. I can, bathe you if you need it. I can, those sort of things I can and will do. And it gives me joy. Helping others is way better than sabotaging myself. And I will choose to do that 10 times out of 10. It's frustrating trying to get someone to understand going no contact, or at least gray rock the person in their chaos. Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky in that respect. My family, we never needed to go no contact because we're basically no contact anyways. Not because we hate each other or anything. Um, None of us are good pen pals. None of us reach out. I talk to my brother maybe 2 times a year. I talk to his significant other on Mother's Day. I talk to him on Christmas and his birthday. Same with my folks. My dad has had to make a habit of calling each of us once a month because he's so bad at it that he's had to start scheduling. So going no contact is easy peasy for me. My family is basically no contact anyways. And the thing that we did growing up, the four of us, if something horrible happened, we just pretended it didn't, ignored it, and like boxed it up, tied it tight, threw it in the back where no one was going to see, and just kept going like it was every other day. So yeah, we didn't deal with stuff. We just ignored the stuff, and it worked. I do watch select movies with my beau occasionally still. Helps us unwind and talk about the ideas and notions presented. But ultimately, it's a relaxing endeavor. Yeah, and I finding that that's what I'm using it for now. Growing up, I really did rely on it as a third parent, as the parent that was there. And it's nice now to sit back and watch something absolutely ridiculous like Housewives of whatever town. I can sit back and just take it in and enjoy the silliness of it all. Um, but I'm not taking it to heart. It's a relaxing endeavor now. And yeah, it's a different way to watch TV, but it is quite nice because I forgot how much I miss TV. I mean, all I ever wanted to do was all I ever wanted to do was be a mom and have like 4 boys and then a little girl. That was my main goal. That didn't happen. So my next goal was doing makeup for sci-fi, for, horror movies, doing the blood and the gore in this craziness. I loved TV and movies because you could just disappear. It was a lot like reading without the effort. So I could just disappear into a TV series and not have to worry about my shit for a day, you know? Oh, Star Trek Next Generation was my babe. Yeah, I loved that one. My mom was an original Star Trek fan, but she's 70 something now. She's in her early 70s now. So she's at the right age where Captain Kirk, when it was happening at the time, was like right there for her. So I grew up, Next Generation was my thing for sure. I had a huge crush on Captain Picard. And I know he's an old, bald man. I get it. I get it. But he was, classy and educated and you know, so he was my thing. I loved X-Files. In fact, the only reason I ever got my first tattoo, I got the Ouroboros because Scully got an Ouroboros tattoo in one of the episodes of X-Files. And I held on to that and I wanted it and I dreamed of it. And when my mom turned 46, she disappeared for her birthday and came back with a tattoo on her ankle. At which point I said, "That's not fair. You said I couldn't have a tattoo because you guys didn't have tattoos. Now you have a tattoo. I want one." So my following birthday, which was my 21st birthday, my parents pitched in and paid for the Ouroboros on my shoulder. But yeah, X-Files really did make an impression on my life. My dad and I enjoyed being extras. I grew up just outside of Vancouver, so there was always somewhere that you could go and be an extra. And so we did that for the X-Files. I've walked across the X-Files, the Alien Bridge, the one that's always foggy and it's nighttime. We used to camp out there. I'd take my Cavalier off-roading up that area. So yeah, I really loved the X-Files. Anything sci-fi or mystery for sure. Yeah. Good to see you, Mr. Q. How you doing? And good to see you, Jay Warren. It's been a minute. Hello. Bowles is saying, "I'm blessed. My dad taught me the truth of things regarding government from a very, very young age." My parents were so not of the world and of international happenings. Yeah, we didn't we didn't even pay attention to government and stuff. I started paying attention to it because I found some of the political, stuff going on was quite interesting. But my parents have never been interested in what's happening in the rest of the world. If it doesn't affect them immediately in their day to day, it's not worth worrying about. So I had to learn all about government and politics and the real world via my love of conspiracy theories. So if not for my love of the tinfoil hats telling me that JFK was not murdered by the guy in the library or in the book, whatever repository, that he was most definitely killed by someone else on his own side, diving into those things, I learned critical thinking and I learned to be able to look at all the evidence found and decide for myself how I'm going to read it. My parents did not teach me that. Not at all. Good to see you, Sandy Squatch. Hello. You're coming in at 4:20. That's not bad. I'm only 7 minutes late, but it's 4:20, so maybe I'll do a dab. Why the hell not, right? Next Gen was good, says Sandy. Yeah, I know. I loved Next Gen. I watched the original because that was my mom's show, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. I was too young to even notice all the sexy parts of it, like the fact that Kurt couldn't go an episode without getting it on with someone. They might be human, they might be alien, but gall darn it, he's gonna fuck it. I didn't even realize that was a thing when I was growing up watching that stuff. But yeah, Next Generation was my thing. I loved Q. I thought he was a wonderful character that could have had his own series. Um, but yeah, Jean-Luc Picard was my first like big crush. Sci-fi crew work is amazing. I was a theater kid too. Yep. A little bit on the cast side, but manning soundboards, spotlights, curtains, and trapdoors really gave a sense of purpose during the productions. Yeah, I was a band geek. I was in choir. I was in drama. I was definitely not good enough to be the actress that I had hoped to be. I always thought, I emote so well with my face. I can be an actress. Never got any. Well, that's not true. I got like 3 roles in my life. And one of the roles I got only because I could sing and no one else could sing. And the part needed had like 3 or 4 songs, one of which was a whole solo. So yeah, I was definitely not meant to be in front of the camera, but I have always loved horror movies, monster movies, sci-fi. I mean, I was a Robert Heinlein child. I grew up reading Heinlein books and Asimov and all the really great sci-fi. Um, so I loved that, and I really very much enjoyed being a makeup artist for the entire time I was one. I made a lot more money, like when it came to earning cash. The bulk of my earnings came from weddings, because I mean, you can't go wrong. I would do a wedding, and you get the makeup preview, which you would do 2 weeks before the wedding, or at least that's how I did. 2 weeks before the wedding, we'd get together and we just have a play date with whoever was getting makeup done by me. And we could play and we could test things out and figure out what worked, so that the day of we weren't doing that. I already knew what we would do. But I get paid for that, and then I get paid for my time doing the wedding makeup, and then I 9 times out of 10 get tipped, like huge tips. Yeah, that's where the money is to be made as a makeup artist. That was a big one. There we go. Yeah, so that's where you make your money, is in the weddings. But I loved doing theater, like actual stage. And the only thing that I loved more than stage was working on a film. Um, being the makeup artist on a film set is awesome because you're friends with all the crew, but you're also friends with all the cast. So you're kind of the intermediary. You're friends with everyone. And just sitting, whether I was sitting behind backstage or off off camera, just waiting to do more touch-ups or whatever, the feeling of being there with so many people creating something, anything like that, it was so much fun. I got such pleasure and enjoyment out of it. Um, when we first, the first time I ever worked at Lionsgate Theater, or Lionsgate Studios, sorry. I was like a kid in a candy store. It's this, it's this huge lot in North Vancouver. It was just, empty, and Lionsgate Studios put up all these different, it's very much like if you went to California or Hollywood and you went and saw did a studio tour. Lionsgate is very much like that. And you would walk down one street and it was cobblestones and you were 1920s. You turn a corner, go down the next street, and it's like modern day, all cement and, blankness. Go down another street. If they were working on a certain film, it'd be all, more sci-fi, or it was so amazing to just walk around and walk from one world to the next world to the next. It was such a great feeling. It was so cool. So yeah, I loved doing stage and film. And stuff like the original three Star Wars are the reason I did the special effects. I wanted to make the monsters. I wanted to do the dangly eyeballs and the bullet wounds, and you know, that's what I wanted to do. I was a weirdo. Sandy's saying she liked Voyager as well. I liked them all. I that didn't work. I muted, but I think you heard that shit. I'll check my settings any which ways. Because I loved Next Gen so much, I ended up going and watching all of the others. Yeah, it's coming from the stream cam. Shit. Nope.
There we go. That should work better. I should probably sound a lot better for you guys. And when I hit mute, you guys won't hear it. Good, good. I'm glad I noticed that 36 minutes in. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed the Next Gen so much. I went out of my way to watch all of the other Star Treks. I really enjoyed Voyager. I can't remember what the other one was. I mean, I loved them all, but there was one that was filmed as a precursor to any of the actual. It was the human race first in running into alien life forms, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. But yeah, I liked them all. I went out of my way to watch them all, and I did enjoy them all for different reasons. But yeah, Next Gen was always my favorite because Jean-Luc Picard with his Earl Grey hot, and the fact that he played a flute. I play a flute. It's all those wonderful things. Wild is saying she doesn't care too much for TV series. She enjoys the old movies. There's so many excellent stories if you can time travel and accept the quality of special effects not being 21st century level. Very true. If you're interested, I had no idea this even existed. If you guys remember, there was a movie late 90s, early 2000s with Brad Pitt in it called 12 Monkeys. It was a very interesting premise, and it was a good movie, but they definitely couldn't do back then the effects that they really needed to portray the story properly. And I think it started in 2014. There is a TV series that Sci-Fi Network did called 12 Monkeys, and they took that premise of the movie, but they were able to do it with all the effects, the abilities that we had in the 2000s. Suddenly we had HD and we had CGI, and AI and stuff was just rolling in. But yeah, if you're if you're interested in a time travel and characters that you can truly get into and care about, the TV series 12 Monkeys, phenomenal. I did cry when we finally finished the series. I did cry. I cried copious amounts. It was actually it had affected me that much emotionally. I bawled my freaking eyes out. But it was a great movie. It was really well done. It's time travel. Yeah. It was really good. So 12 Monkeys TV series, if you're looking for something, well worth the time. Bulls is saying Scully was his second crush. Got me firmly planted on the Redhead fan club. Gates McFadden, which is Beverly, was the first, and Mia Jovovich as Lilu. Yes, cemented it. Yeah, I don't even remember. My mom was perming my hair when I was like 5 and 6 and stuff. Um, she was a hairdresser and I was very, very young. So she just grew my hair stupid long and did all sorts of stuff with it. But I was not allowed to dye my hair. And I don't know what book I read first, but I read a series of different books where the heroine was always red hair, green eyes. And I decided my strawberry blonde and blue eyes was not good enough. I wanted red hair. So as soon as I hit 12, which was mom said, not until you're 12. As soon as I hit 12, I started dyeing my hair red and I just haven't looked back. I feel like that's if God does make mistakes, that would be one. I mean, I know he doesn't make mistakes. I get it. Yeah. But if we can be nitpicky, I should have been born with red hair. I shouldn't have had to pay for it. Dude, you have no idea. Off-roading in a Chevy Cavalier, like a late 90s Chevy Cavalier. Those things went everywhere. I was able to go places in my Chevy Cavaliers that friends with big pickup trucks and oh shoot, you know those things. TJ, Jeep. Friends with pickup trucks and Jeeps couldn't go where I could slow and steady take my Chevy Cavalier. It was awesome. I had I think I had 3 Cavaliers in my life, maybe 4, but I'm pretty sure there was just the 3. And I loved the fuck out of them. They were when they broke, which was rare. When they broke, it was cheap and easy to fix. I was a smart girl and I bought the Haynes manuals for whatever vehicle I was driving. So I was a lucky girl because I had a backyard mechanic who would do the work at cost. And he would show me what was wrong, why it was wrong, and how to fix it. So I didn't really do a whole lot of actual tool usage, but I was able to understand, and if in a pinch, I would have been able to fix. It was awesome. Yeah, they were awesome. Cavaliers are really great cars. Or they were really great cars. I took them to the mud flats. I took them up to the top of the mountain. Top of Baker. Is it Baker? Shit, that might be the wrong name. But either which way, yeah, I took that thing everywhere. Hey Rex, how are you doing? My American history teacher in high school did an entire unit on the JFK assassination. About a month or so deep diving into the conspiracies. Oh, nice. That teacher was awesome, no doubt. That's awesome. I loved the idea of playing devil's advocate. I like to be able to look at something from both sides. And so that's what led me to conspiracy theories, because there was all the different potentialities that I could roll down and enjoy, right? I didn't have any teachers who taught me about the conspiracies, though. Honestly, one of my best teachers, and he came to me later, his name is Maca Electric. Here. No. And oh shit, now I'm blanking. Shit. Either way, Maca Electric. He showed me a lot of different holes to fly down. He gave me a lot of different things to start questioning. I found him, probably maybe 10 years ago. So much later into my enjoyment of conspiracy theories. But yeah, I'm having such a problem. I watch his videos all the time. He's got a series that he does. Let's do this. If I can. There he is. Oh, I can't find the name, whatever he calls it. But yeah, okay. So Maca Electric, here we go. Here's his YouTube. He's on everything. He's on Bing. He's on Bing. He's on BitChute. He's on everything. He's he taught me about conspiracy theories I had no idea I should think about that even existed. Hello. Did we see Boosh? There we do. Hiya, Boosh. Good to see ya. And Buck, good to see you too. I was trying to remember Maca Electric and missed you guys coming in. Yeah, the echo is gone. Good, good. Yes. I was sleeping hard in the 90s. If it weren't for instructors like that, we'd have skipped every day instead of just Fridays. Oh, dude. Yeah. And yeah, the echo was gone. Okay, good. I'm glad I got that. You saw the Pit movie, Wild. Okay. So yeah, definitely check out 12 Monkeys, the TV series. It was so good. So, so good. Thank you, Buck. Thank you so much for reminding folks. I do have Buy Me a Coffee. I do have PayPal. If you want to donate, that's lovely. I'm very afraid of flying. Very, very afraid of flying. But there are people apparently who want to donate to flying me to Minnesota in time for the Steel Toe anniversary in August. So if you want to throw in here, that's that's kind of what it's going for. The money that I get from doing these things, I've kind of been trying to set aside for my trip. So yeah, it looks like August. If people are true to their word, in August I may have to fly, but then I'll actually make it to the East Coast. So every little donation helps. Thank you. Love 12 Monkeys, says Bowls Deep. Time travel through psychiatrics. Took about 3 watches to really absorb it, but it was damned good. So, yeah, definitely try the 12 Monkeys TV series from Sci-Fi. They were able to do the things that they wanted to do in the movie, but technology wasn't there yet. Yeah, very well done. Well cast. I bawled my eyes out. I've never watched 13th Floor. I'd recommend. That sounds, I'm pretty sure I have. Okay, let's do this. Oh no, I hate Bing. They force you. I don't like Bing. Here we go. Pause. Why the hell not? Let's share this shit. 13th Floor official trailer. It sounds familiar, but the still photo didn't help at all. There we go. There we
On the 13th floor of a corporate tower, a team of scientists have created a portal to a simulated universe. Now, after 6 years of testing, they are about to cross the boundaries of reality.
So the whole thing thing's what? A giant computer game?
Nothing so mundane, man. When my mind is jacked in and I'm walking around experiencing 1937, my body stays here and kind of holds the consciousness of the program link unit.
They thought they could maintain control.
You can't just keep plugging your brain into this machine and not expect to be affected by it.
But once
think
they
I
opened
remember
the
this.
door,
That's great! Is this real?
the experiment turned on them.
You think one of them units crawled up the extension cord and killed its maker?
And why didn't they kill you?
Nice. There's some.
You're saying
There's some
there's
names
another
in it.
world on top of this one?
That's right. We're nothing but a simulation on some computer.
So who's in control?
Not us. You could call it the end of the world.
Oh, not Ruth. Good to see you. Thanks, Ruth.
The 13th floor. You can go there, even though it doesn't exist.
Hey, what'd you do to the world?
Turned it off.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Definitely looks familiar. Which with my brain says I've probably seen it. It's recognizable. I recognize specific scenes that they showed me, so I've probably seen it. I just don't remember the whole of it. But yeah, Roots, no worries. I'm a fish. I'm a fish, and apparently his daughter loves to swim as well. So at the very least, we'll have to get him a life jacket and floaties so that he can float with us. So let's see. Bowls, good. Regarding JFK, I would recommend looking up Dorothy Kilga by books by Mark Shaw. Was Dorothy the nurse that rode the rat samples to Dr. Shit. I think it was Dr. Margaret something. See, this is my brain, and names are the worst bits of it. Lee Harvey Oswald, who was allegedly the one who shot JFK from the book repository, also dated a nurse who worked in an apartment where they were trying to create turbo cancer to take out, I believe they were going after Castro. I'm so bad with names. So I can't remember if the nurse's name was Dorothy Kilgallen. But either which way, he would drive her from the one spot to Dr. Margaret's apartment where she would take the worst bits and fiddle with them more. So yeah, is that who you're talking about? Otherwise, I don't know who Dorothy is. I found out totally by accident, someone that I watched for all sorts of other information and topics. James Corbett, he's a really great in-depth reporter and journalist. He's a Canadian who mostly, at least when I started watching him, mostly reported on American news while living in Japan, which I thought was kind of a neat, all over the place. But James Corbett also happens to be one of the world's leading experts on JFK. And then I was watching, America's Untold Stories. It's a YouTube channel. I've not been able to watch them for a long time. They tend to start about a half hour before the Game Over podcast ends. So I'm not I'm not turning on someone else's podcast when I've just finished streaming. But I'm learning. I'm trying to be a proper podcaster or streamer or whatever. So here we go. Copy. Um, yeah, America's Untold Histories. The guys on the show are great, very well informed, coming from different areas of America and different life experiences. Um, but they have so many in-depth streams about different people who were all involved in the JFK stuff. I mean, they cover other things than JFK, but their coverage of the JFK conspiracy is so thorough. Um, I was able to connect dots from history that I had learned about other things prior to JFK's assassination, in the decades leading up to that. They were able to connect dots so I could see where it went. I didn't just have this has happened and then a blank emptiness. They were able to fill in the blanks, and it was really amazing to see how everything, when you can finally see how the puzzle fits together, it's an exciting feeling. Um, but part of what I was able to piece together was that Lee Harvey Oswald, on top of being the patsy for JFK's assassination, um, prior to that, he was in Cuba trying to be an agitator for communism. He was dating during that time. He dated a woman who was a nurse. She worked in an apartment room, or like an apartment, where they were trying to create turbo cancers. So they were giving cancer to rats, and then building it and giving that to other rats and feeding each other and trying to make the worst of the worst. And I don't know if it was once a week or once a month or whatever. They would take the strongest, best cancers that they had made uh, in samples to the doctor, Dr. Margaret something. Dr. Margaret, whatever, she's the one that actually took that and turned it into what was eventually the turbo cancer shot that allegedly killed a few different world leaders over the next little while. um, Fudge, I can't remember. I mean, obviously Cuba. Either which way, yeah, that's a whole nother story. The turbo cancer shot or scratch or whatever. But yeah, apparently Lee Harvey Oswald was part of that because he was dating the niece, so he would, or the nurse, so he would drive her between the place and the doctor's place. So there you go. Loads of fun. It was an awesome movie, pre-Inception. Just get him in there. Once he starts treading water and moving his legs, they'll want to keep moving. They'll cramp for like a month, and then he'll be able to control them. I got in the pool with my cousin for like 4 weeks before he got his legs back. Might have to put Johnny in a headlock and hold him up. Well, he already knows. Like I said, I am a water bug, and apparently his daughter is too. We would both be much happier if the world revolved around sunshine and a lake to float in. So I will definitely, between the two of us, that'll get him in the water often enough, I'm sure. And like I said, it will get him a life jacket. We'll get him arm floaties. Like, we don't want to kill him. We don't need him to drown. But yeah, we'll get him in the water. Apparently, like hot summer, heat in general is not necessarily good for him. It affects him. I'm the opposite. The warmer, the better for me. The fibro, it doesn't go away. It does different things to me in the heat. But yeah, no, I I'm a water bug, and we will definitely, between him and his daughter, we'll get him in there. Dorothy Kilgallen, Mark Shaw's written several books about her. Corbett does good videos about it as well. Corbett, my favorite video from James Corbett is 9/11 in 5 minutes. And all he does is use, oh, I've got too many windows open. I can see that I'm shaking. And oh, it looks like we've got a raid. Hello, Div. How you doing? Divinity raided the stream. Good to see you guys. Hello, hello. Yes, I Corbett's my favorite one from him is 9/11 in 5 minutes. And he literally uses the government's official record and word um, to tell the story of 9/11 in 5 minutes. And just using their own official word, he is able to point out so much that, you know, the average Joe didn't know was happening in the background. I can't believe you're just now figuring this out if you've been at all interested in it. Turbo C. Yeah, no. I figured that all out a while ago. Like I was saying, the America's Untold Stories, they helped me connect dots that I'd gotten to, and then I didn't have the next steps in the picture, and they connected those dots. It was awesome. The Turbo Cancer, yeah, it was Castro, and I want to say, what's the other dude? I'm so bad with names. So bad. Any name that I would pull out right now would probably be wrong. I just can't. It's not coming to me. But either way, the Turbo Cancer. Kilgallen said she knew who had JFK killed, and shortly before she published her article, she apparently self-deleted. Oh, yeah, I know. That happens all the time. Not suspicious at all. No. All right, well, let me... Okay. Oh. Yes. Okay, no. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she ended up... Yes. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, yeah, she was the reporter lady. She was not just dating JFK, but she was with hanging out with at the very, like, at best, she was friends with an awful lot of very powerful people, quite a few gangsters and the like on top of JFK. And she was found dead and allegedly self-deletion. But yeah, she was going to spill the beans on something about JFK. Can't remember what it was that she was going to spill the beans about. But yeah, no, I know who she is now. She's the reporter, the journalist that got into too many beds and knew too much. Widely published all over the country in hundreds of newspapers. Get him a sling float. They even have a cup holder, but the problem is, I mean, we can put him on a floaty and he can just lay there. But the problem is, if anything happens and he rolls off, he can't help himself from the roll off. So he needs to have a life jacket. He needs to have something that no matter what happens, will bring him to the surface, mouth up to the air. But yeah, we could get him some floaties, some really nice, like he could ride like an alligator floaty or something with his life jacket, and he's got his drinks, and yeah, we could totally do that. I have every intention of doing that because yeah, I love to swim. I hate swimming in the ocean. I do not like the idea that the ground just disappears and Lord knows what's in there. I understand, like intellectually, I understand that Cal Lake or Okanagan Lake um, is the same. It goes to unplumbed depths, and there are stories about it having underground water feeding straight into the ocean, which is how our shit. What's his name now? We have something like the Loch Ness monster, and I am brain farting. Gosh, see, and that was part of my childhood. I hate when I lose like those sort of things. His name is Ogopogo. Holy, takes a minute. But yeah, we have got someone known as Ogopogo or something known as Ogopogo, much like Loch Ness Monster, although male, not female. And allegedly, he can live there because this lake is so freaking deep that it does have underground um, flowing to straight to the ocean and that sort of thing. So, but I can't. Well, I can, but I don't swim out so far into the lake that the ground disappears like that from me. I always stay at relatively the shallow end. So Ogopogo's never bothered me. I saw him. I was on a floating thing in the lake with my oldest cousin. He and I were floating on it. We were little kids, and we both saw what we thought was Ogopogo. Have no idea to this day whether it really was or not, but I swear it was Ogopogo. I should ask him as an adult what he thinks. But I know at the time for sure we both agreed that it was Ogopogo. But yeah, I'm okay with not, not swimming that far out. So Ogopogo's not going to hurt me, but I will not go into the ocean. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. Hi, Alas. How you doing? Oh, thank you. Yeah, throw me out just in case. I may have said a few different things, used a few words that YouTube is not happy with already. Not surprising. I've never wanted to censor myself for YouTube. I have always considered Rumble my main channel. I know a lot of my chatters are on YouTube, but Rumble's my main channel. They have got all of my stuff backed up. If I ever disappear for saying naughty things on YouTube, I will always be on Rumble. I'm now streaming to Twitch as well, which is kind of cool. And I've got a channel on Kick, but I can only stream to 3 different places at a time with the StreamYard that I've got. So we'll do Kick for a while we'll do Twitch for a while and see how that goes. We'll switch over and do Kick for a while and see how that goes. But yeah, I expect at any moment for YouTube to just go, what did she say? What? So please do go follow me on Rumble, just in case. I'm Team Johnny, but I can't with the weed shit. Actually, you're saying you can't with the weed shit and the do nothing attitude. I'm talking to not Roots. It looks like he's doing nothing. I get it from the outside. But he is. It's just he's stuck jumping through the government hoops right now. He's in the midst of the jumping through hoops to be able to get to the point where he can get the help that's needed to get the home that's needed, right? It sucks and it takes forever, especially when your helpers are fucking stupid, like the one is. He's done the same paperwork for her twice, telling her that he's already done this stuff, and then she made him do it anyways and killed more time before she came back at him just the other day saying, "Oh, oops, that was the wrong paperwork. Do this instead." And there's no guarantee that the stuff that he filled out this time is going to be the right paperwork either. He's stuck in the midst of the red tape, and it's so frustrating and so awful. But it may look like he's not doing anything. He really is. We both really expected to have found him a new place long before now. Um, Unfortunately, when you're wheelchair bound, it's very hard to come by an apartment that is wheelchair accessible in Minnesota, let alone one that's wheelchair accessible and affordable for someone who's on disability. So I know it looks like he's not doing much from the outside, but he really is. And just as an aside, someone brought it up the other day. The GoFundMe, he raised not at all what was needed to help him get into a more expensive place. I think he raised just under or just over $3,000. That's still sitting in an account. It's still in a savings account or a checking. I don't know what kind of account. Point is, money is still sitting in the account. He took out some money to buy totes with which he was able to pack up most of his stuff in. And the rest of it's just sitting there. So when he's finally able to afford to find a place that's going to work for his wheelchair, that money's still there. So it's not like he grifted and spent it on whatever. You were saying something about video games. That's not what happened. It's still sitting there waiting for when we can finally get him into a new place. It's just excruciatingly tough to find a place that's wheelchair friendly, and then to find one that's affordable on disability. It's been near impossible, but he is jumping through the hoops and he's getting there. He really is getting there. And as to the weed shit, he's been smoking less and less pot for ages. He's really been cutting back because he was afraid that was affecting his streams, was the pot. So he cut right back on that. But it really hasn't made a change. He's smoking less pot, but his symptoms or his situation, not symptoms, but his situation is the same. So please stay on Team Johnny. Don't worry about the weed shit and the do nothing attitude. That's not really what it's like. It may look that way from the outside, but it's really not. And the government is fucking frustrating. Yours, mine, anyone's. Government sucks. And jumping through hoops, getting through the red tape, just it takes time. So we're getting there. We're getting better. Slowly. I remember when Corbett got taken off of YouTube and I could only watch his videos on BitChute, right? BitChute, before Rumble was even a thing. Yes, I loved Corbett. I still love Corbett. They did a show for ages, him and the other James. And then suddenly he decided to change the title of the show, and he changed it to the Solutions podcast or something like that. So instead of us all focusing on all the things that are bad and wrong and all the shit that's gone on and we can't, the streams changed about face and started looking at solutions for all the shit that is, instead of just, oh, life sucks. The stream started looking into different things that we could do to make it better. And James Corbett's a really good guy, very intelligent, very well educated on all sorts of different subjects. They turned JFK into a black man and stuck him in a nursing home. I have never heard that. Oh, that's like the other one. Oh, shit. Was it Scruffy, I think, on the show earlier? He was saying that in the flat earth theory with the ice walls, if you get to the top of the ice wall, you don't just fall off into the universe, which is what I was always taught was that's what I was told was what would happen. But apparently, allegedly, I got to do this so people know when I'm talking about shit, but not necessarily actually believing them. People aren't sure. But yeah, apparently there's another theory that on the other side of the ice walls on the flat Earth is the rest of the world, which is a sphere, and it is populated by aliens and higher beings who put us into our little section to kind of use us as lab rats and whatnot. Lab rats and slaves. So yeah, that was a new take on an old conspiracy. I really really enjoyed. But I have not ever heard that JFK was turned into a black man and stuck in a nursing home. Never heard that. Ogo Pogo, I know, right? Thank you. Oh Lord, I think I've seen the thing. I grew up with the thing, but for whatever reason, it's just poop gone. No homo, Ogo Pogo. That's right. But unlike Loch Ness, which is has been portrayed as mean. Ogopogo's super gentle and friendly. He's always got a smile on his face when he's portrayed. But no, the Native Americans that were here long before my folks got here have stories about Ogopogo going way back. So very interesting. And the theory is he's not there all the time, but because the lake is so deep, there are potentially underground things that take you all the way out to the ocean, so to the Pacific Ocean, which is pretty cool. No bogo, ogo pogo, right? Lass is supervising a bedtime routine. Well, that's good. Good. Keep them on their toes and on a schedule. Everyone's happier that way. Not Root says I was riding a mini bike through Yosemite while some nutcases climbed half dome. Oh, I wiped out, ripped my whole leg up. I'm talking ripped it up damn near to the bone. Ooh. Ouch. That's not good. Same weekend went to Santa Cruz, Half Moon Bay, cliff diving. Why on earth would you rip up damn near to the bone your whole leg and then go cliff diving in Half Moon Bay? That doesn't seem, like a smart move. There's got to be more to it. There we go. Yeah, almost landed on a big ass gray thing that resembled a shark. Okay. Turns out the science people were tracking great whites on a migratory breeding pattern. Oh, nice. And you were bleeding profusely. Good. You made it, though. You're here now. So thank goodness for that. He needs to move, get them legs kicking. And I ain't talking that shit as someone who knows nothing. I wiped my cousin's ass when he was fucked up. Fair enough. Biggest thing, like we've been doing for so long now, is he's got to get into a place that he can actually live in. The basement, being a basement, he does not get sunshine. He cannot get out easily. There's stairs, and he's using a wheelchair. He needs to be in a place where he can move freely about the place. And then we can worry about getting me over there and getting him, doing things like water therapy, right now we just need to get him a place that he can safely live in. That's first and foremost. Now let's see. Life jackets, of course. There we go. It wouldn't be fresh water if it was connected to the ocean way deep down. Like this ocean is like super deep. Let's see. Okay. Okanagan Lake is 84. You guys are mostly American. 84 miles long, between 2.5 and 3 miles wide. Surface area of 135 square miles. It's not uncommon for the lake to be 100 meters or 328 feet deep, only 11 yards from shore. Jeez Louise, you guys and your freedom measurements. Lake could be up to 328 feet deep, only 11 yards from shore. Major inflows include Mission, Vernon Trout, Penticton, Queeses, Kelowna, Peachland, and Powers Creek. Lake is drained by the Okanagan River, which exits the lake's south end via the canal through Penticton to Skaha Lake, which is beautiful. Skaha Lake is like Okanagan Lake is the best place in the world to be. Skaha Lake is a close second. And then it goes, continues southwards into Washington, like Washington State. They say the maximum depth is 761 feet near Grant Island. That doesn't seem all that deep. There's been whispers. (2,460 feet deep. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the Native American tribes who were here before my folks bushwhacked their way over here. They have stories of it being much, much deeper. Like I said, like underwater or underground waterways. Roy Rat, good to see you. Yes, apparently there are joking stories that Loch Ness and the Ogopogo are friends, or perhaps more than friends. Don't give that Ogopogo no tree footy. No, Ogopogo's good shit. He was always a friendly creature. Below sea level is all saltwater unless contained. Yeah, we're above sea level. We're way up in the middle of the province. We're in a valley on the other side of the coastal mountain range, but we're much, much higher than sea level. So, like I said, the theory would be that it would have to be very, very deep underwater caverns or whatever that go out. Yeah. Very, very deep. I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying those are the stories that we were told as kids. Yeah, come to Rumble and you can chat with free speech. Remember when you could do that and not use childish code words? Yeah, at first I thought it was fun trying to find intelligent, unique ways of working around the censorship, but I just can't be bothered. It's just stupid because the roundabouty ways, now everyone knows those, and so those terms are being made into naughty. Yeah, it's stupid. I like Rumble. I can say what I want, and they don't care as long as I don't talk too much about the pointy hats. I've learned through a friend that you don't want to do too much of that on Rumble, but what can you do? No one's perfect. He's getting service from the government, and service equals get screwed. When I hire a bull to service a cow, you know what he does? He gets her from behind. Yes. Service equals the kind of sex you don't want. Well, yeah, especially when you're talking about being a cattle rancher. Yeah, even Rumble has some limitations. Yeah, there is some limitations, but a latent remnant of the Canadian woke speech, let you know. But they're a lot better and a lot safer than most anywhere else. I don't have to say pew pew on Rumble, I don't have to say slew a slide or stuff like that. Yeah, people need to have patience about a situation. Bothers me people keep inquiring when he's obviously stressing. dealing with the government bureaucracy. Well, yeah, and that's the big thing. It's I know it looks like he's not doing anything from the outside because I was in his position years ago. I had to play the jump through the hoops and cut through the red tape and say all the right things and fill out the right forms in triplicate. And I've been there. I've gone through it, and it's a hassle. It's really hard when you can't. I mean, like, he's very lucky to have the place where he's at. They're never gonna, they're not just gonna kick him out on the streets. I was very lucky. I had my family. I had parents that could take me in while I was going through all this shit. It takes forever, and it's damn near heartbreaking at times. So I know what he's going through because I was there, but I understand that from the outside, it really doesn't look like you're doing anything. Because I had a lot of people in my life saying, "Well, you're just sitting there. You're just, you're just sitting there living with your mom. What are you doing?" Right? I'm not just sitting there, and I'm actually stressing a whole lot while I'm doing all the stuff that they need me to do. It just doesn't look like anything from the outside. I beat up Johnny, stole his money, and bought cocaine with the money. Just kidding. I sure hope you're kidding. No, I didn't. I haven't seen AP. Good question. I had meant to message him the other day, and then got sidetracked because the green room kept going. Not a bad thing, but we were having a good old time. It was hours before I actually left the studio. Oh goodness. But yeah, thank you for reminding me. I will reach out. Hey Dom, good to see ya. People need to butt out, and if they don't like what they're seeing, go look at something else. Fair enough. Geez, how far am I behind? That was 5:13. This is 5:27. So I'm about just under 15 minutes behind myself. So don't worry. Don't feel bad. But I like looking at Digger. Well, thank you, Dom. Roy Rat saying, I can empathize with Johnny. I've been fighting the Veterans Affairs Department for several years now, and that fight is ending soon with victory. Good for you. Good for you. But it's pure hell when you're going through it, right? Cheers, Johnny. Right? It's once you finally get through it, things get better. But getting through it it takes everything you've got. It's so disheartening. And yeah, things like what he went through with filling out the paperwork, sending it out, getting told it was the wrong paperwork. So you got to fill out this paperwork. Him looking at the second set going, no, this is stuff I filled out last time. This is the wrong stuff. And the person saying, no, this is the right stuff. So he filled it out, hands it in. A couple months later, being told that it's the wrong forms. And now here's a third set of forms. And these ones for sure will be the right set. And all he can do is shut up and keep filling out this pages that are put in front of him and hoping that'll be the right set this time. It's frustrating. Doesn't matter if you're me or Johnny or Roy Rat or whoever. If you have to deal with the government in any sort of way for like a long-term disability situation, they make it so hard, so disheartening. The only reason I managed to make it through was because at that point I was in such a bad state. No one would hire me. I was completely unhireable. I had no idea what my body was going to do to me, my mental state, my physical state, anything. From hour to hour, I was just a big ragged ball of awfulness. No good to anyone. And it was like that for a long time. But when I finally got everything, all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, everything's been checked and signed as needed, it's been a lot easier since then. And I'm very, very blessed because though it is not very much at all in the scheme of cost of living, I get given a certain amount each month, and I can do with it whatever I want. And with it, thanks to the super cheap rent I'm paying here, I'm paying 90s rent prices in 2026. So yeah, thanks to this really cheap rent I have here, the small amount that I get, I can pay the rent. All of the bills are covered. I have enough money to get food for myself and food for the 2 hungry, starving girls. Um, there's not very much left over, but it's enough. I can exist. I don't have to worry from month to month if I'm going to be able to cover my bills. And that's such a relief. It's allowed me to get myself mentally and physically healthier to the point where I can do this. I mean, even though I'm in the privacy of my own home, I am talking to a whole bunch of strange folks. Well, not yeah, no, you're probably strange. You're listening to me, but a whole bunch of folks I've never seen your faces. I don't know who you are in real life, but I hang out with you guys on the regular, and we can shoot the shit. We can giggle and laugh and enjoy life, and it's a lot better. My life's a lot better because I can do this, you know. Um, but I wouldn't have been able to get to this point to do this if I hadn't done the time, jumped through the hoops, and worked through the red tape and done all the things the government needed me to do. Right. So unfortunately, he's kind of stuck in the middle of it, but he'll get there. I know. I've not seen AP in chat either. You're right. I actually started, so I'll remember. And it's easy to say. I mean, it from a lot of people's perspectives, we're just people sitting and chatting and shooting the shit on the TV, or on the YouTubes. It doesn't look like it's a whole lot of effort. And honestly, the way I stream, my way of streaming is the least amount of effort you could possibly put into a stream, because I rely on my friends on Monday to have stuff to talk about, and I rely on you guys on Wednesday to have shit to talk about. There's really not a whole lot of prep in beforehand that I have to do. But even that small amount, and being happy, shiny digger, I don't always feel this way. And it takes a lot out of me some days to do it, to present the person, and put on the mask or the act and get through the streams. Some days it's really, really hard. But it takes a whole lot of effort, especially when you start doing something like Johnny does, where he puts in a couple of hours, at least in the mornings, looking for the stories he's going to talk about, chasing down the proper links and everything, going back to original sources, trying to make sure he's got stuff that'll entertain everyone. Like, he actually puts effort into his stream. And that takes a lot out of someone too. So, it may not look like there's a lot happening, but there really is, unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. It's a meat grinder process, and you just gotta suck it up. Just gotta suck it up. Oh, good one, Dom. Dom saying, "Divinity, you don't know how glad you are to see me." I like that. Well done. I'm about to cry thinking how hard I've seen people work to get better. Well, he's working to get better too. Like I said, he's doing stuff. You may not see it from the however many hours a week you see him on a live stream when he's sitting there talking. It may not look like much, but there's a whole life going on in the background that's happening. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, see? Yeah. You win with that comment. I love it. You have no idea how glad you are to see me. Johnny will make it through, says Roy Rat. He's got a good group of close friends up in the Great White North. Well, he's got me anyways. I don't know about close friends, but he's got me. Yeah. But yeah, he'll get it. He's just in the middle of the grind. You got to get through that to get to the other end. Oh, I see. He went cliff diving. Thank you, Dom. I was like, okay, but why on earth would you do that? You've got such a wound. That makes sense. You would go diving and let salt water help clean out the wound. There you go. And get coral infection, says Roy Rat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, says Dom. Or become shark shit. Yeah, yeah. I'm a wimp. I'm a freaking wimp. Um, everything all has always hurt me. Like things that shouldn't hurt people. Like like if you just give someone a poke, you know, that shouldn't hurt. But it does. My I don't know what it is. From my understanding, it's something about the nerve receptors that don't work right. They're like on permanent pain, like high pain at all times. Um, so yeah, I don't like doing things that hurt. And I think if I had done the first bit and ripped my leg to rat spit, I wouldn't be going anywhere. I may potentially just be laying in a pile and crying. I would not be going and cliff diving into seawater. Not what I would do. I would be in a heap and a messy puddle on the sand, bawling my eyes out. Misty Grace says, meow. That's good. I've got Boo's just walking. You can see there she is. You can just barely see her shadow, and now she's gone. And I've got a sweetheart right beside me here, fast asleep. I fed them once the morning show ended, and now they're quite happy. And they will be for probably, yeah, I've got another 45 to an hour before they start dancing. uh Not Roots is saying, I got people in St. Paul. Johnny just got to show me some kind of care. Seems like you don't give a shit. He's just content. I feel for his kid's mom. Well, see, now you're going deeper into the paint than I'm willing to go. His kid's mom's fine. He's fine. And the kid is adorable and she's doing well. If he's not reaching out to you and your people specifically, it's not because he's trying to diss you or ignore you or just exist in his miserableness. It's not that. He is definitely making the striving. He's striving to make changes. It's just hard pressed. That being said, and like we said earlier, you can feel free to buy me a coffee or you can send me a gift on PayPal. I would really love and appreciate it. The money that comes from there, for the most part, is going towards affording to travel to the States and meet in person a lot of you fine folks. That is the goal, although I have had to steal from it a time or two, thanks to cats and vets and their bills being ridiculous. So, but other than cat illness, that money goes to, goes to help me actually getting across the border and down for a visit. But visiting will be a lot easier too once Johnny's got his own place. Just that will make life a lot easier and a lot more affordable as well. So that's no Lake Superior. That's Lake Superior, and that thing is connected to the rest of the Great Lakes. So you could have a monster hiding in there. There you go. Yes, that's the theory. That's the old historical tale. We're connected from Okanagan Lake. Somehow deep down it's connected to the ocean, Pacific Ocean, and it goes all the way through into Washington State, like across. And yeah, so yeah, it could very well be attached, hooked into the Great Lakes. Quite possible. Freedom Factions, get it right. Okay. Freedom Factions, you you commie lovers. Okay. I thought it was freedom fractions. Fair enough. Ah, I'm going to throw the crown on switching to metric and the Celsius, much more efficient in the modern. It, I don't know about the modern world, but that's what I was taught. And considering my dyslexia is worst when it comes to numbers, my mom was very hard on me, but it was very beneficial. She's a bookworm, so I was a bookworm. But when the letters started dancing across the page and when words didn't make any sense, um, she gave me some really easy uh, read the full sentence and try and figure out what the word should be from what the rest of the sentence says. Look for context to figure it out and go look it up in the dictionary. Because guaranteed, if you're looking up a word, your dyslexia mixed up word is not going to be found in the dictionary. So those two things helped me quite a bit when it came to letters. Numbers, not so much. So the fact that I can work with Celsius, and I know about, I can work a Fahrenheit. I can on the stove because that's all it has. But I'd much rather do clicks than miles. I'd much prefer to understand that 0 degrees is that point when water turns to ice. That makes sense to me. I don't want to. Yeah. Uh, I can't. You guys and your weird miles and stuffs. Hello, Slidey Pie. Good to see you. You don't tell people what they should do, but you sure have opinions about what they're doing. Well, and we're all allowed to have whatever opinions we want. um, I've done plenty enough risky shit in my time for several people's lives. Yeah, see, and I never did that. Rock climbers, motorcycle riders, skydivers, the list goes on. Yeah, I never did any of those things. When me and my friends went hiking in up the mountain, and the boys would go cliff diving into this tiny, tiny, round, little, stupid, deep thing in UBC Research Forest, I wouldn't do it. Didn't matter how hot and sweaty I was, how hard of a hike it was. I would sit at the top and watch them as they would jump off the cliff into the water and hike back up. I wasn't going to do it myself because that's just stupid, right? Don't put yourself in that situation and you won't have to worry about dying in that situation. That's why I'm so scared to fly. I really would rather not fly ever. But then the point was made to me that even if I never flew a day in my life, I could be like the woman in New York in that news story. She parks her car, opens the door, steps out, and falls in a manhole whose cover had been removed. So, there are ways for me to die by falling a great distance that does not include airplanes. And I get that. So I just try not to do any of that silliness. I'm not going to bungee jump. No, that's just silly. You're just asking for trouble. I'm not going to get on the game or the ride at the state fair or whatever you guys have. I'm not getting on the one that's a slingshot. I'm not, there are things I won't do because I don't like pain and I don't want to hurt myself. How do I, la, 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 la. Try that again. Johnny Kramer, the music movie. See, I can do that perfectly. Good to see you. I heard Canada has cut the US off of payments and now threatening to stop shipment of maple syrup. So this has gone too far. Gone too far. Well, apparently, I don't know about that. Although, to be fair, you guys make the same maple syrup as we do. You just got to go to Vermont. It's the same shit. It's the same trees. It's just an arbitrary border that's been placed there. So Don't worry about your maple syrup. Even if we stop shipping, you've got plenty. That being said, I heard that the US told Canada to fuck off when it came to our mutual border security pact or whatever. We've spent a whole lot of money. Well, yeah, Carney has spent an awful lot of money of our tax dollar money on security, on border security. However, you've not seen any of it actually affect border security. So apparently, your side just said, "Okay, well, fuck it. You're not doing anything anyway. So why do we want to keep you up to date on anything?" Which is totally fair. Totally fair. I know that some of the billions of dollars that Carney has spent to strengthen our border security, he did spend on the black helicopters. Um, the ones that you don't hear showing up until they're like right above you, but then you can hear them forever going off, but they're like silent till they're big. And then, yeah, he bought a bunch of those and they frequently daily fly over my house now, multiple times a day. But I don't know that they're actually doing anything for the border. And apparently, you guys in the US have decided that it hasn't done anything for border security because you stopped talking to us about it. So God bless Johnny. Hope he feels fast. Be safe. Hunker down. Right? Right. That's the key. Just keep on keeping on, and you just got to slug through it. You'll get there. And I mean, I don't know for sure, but it kind of feels like he's about halfway through the ridiculousness. So feels like the wheels might start turning again a little bit. What are we? Oh, okay. I'm like, Randolph Scott, what? What? Who's talking smack about Randolph Scott? Here's your things we all have to do cookie award. Aw. And we're talking about cowboy movies, Western movies. One of my favorites is Silverado. Where's Jake? He's dead. Uncle Jake fell off his horse. Then Scott Glenn hugs the boy and smiles. Yeah, it was a different life then, eh? I mean, my mom's, well, she was adopted, but my mom's dad and his two brothers, they helped build the town, one of the major towns out in the Caribou part of BC. They built the first brick building there, and it's still standing. And it really was a different life back then. You kind of grinned and bore it no matter what happened. Oh yeah, how you doing? Oh well, the grain's coming in. It's been a decent harvest. Things are going good. Joe lost an eye on the barbed wire fence, but it's healing up, no infection, no big deal. Yeah, no, we were great, but we lost another kid. She just can't seem to carry it past that 8th month. But it's just they looked at life differently, and shit that we would, I mean, we cry, we bawl our eyes out and lament over the most ridiculous first world issues. But back in the day, back in the great old day of the Westerns and when the Old West was being discovered, when the Wild West rather was being discovered, yeah, life was different. In the US, you have to see like 3 to 7 doctors poking and prodding you and not allowed to have anything in your name or get a penalty. You're only allowed a little bit of money in the back. It's crazy. Well, and that's the thing too, like I was saying, I am very blessed in that the way the BC provincial disability works is they give me X amount each month. So I've got X amount that's guaranteed each month. Now, if I were having to pay rent at today's prices, I would not be able to afford without a roommate, to live without a roommate, which sucks at 46 years old. I am not, I'm not okay with just having to live with a roommate for the rest of my life. I can't do that. So I'm very, very lucky that, like I said, I'm paying late 90s, early 2000s era rent in this apartment. The place below me is half the size of my place, and he's paying, yeah, almost $600 more than me a month. $600 more for half the size. So I'm very, very blessed to have the cheap rent that I've got here. And even though they raise it every year, they can only raise it by like 2%. So it'll always, or for a very long time yet, it'll be affordable. But I mean, with him and his disability, well, not just him, but apparently it sounds like in America in general, if you start earning money because the money that you're getting isn't enough, you start earning money, but then that gets, instead of being taken off, like for me, I'm allowed to earn up to $800 a month before I have to report it, and it gets taken off of my monthly check. But apparently in America, it's a different thing. You have to sign up for assistance in, each thing is different, housing and medical and all. There's a bunch of different things. Instead of here in BC, I'm just getting a lump sum. They just give me this, and I have to disperse it however I want to make sure that I get, my shit covered. But if anything that he brings in or anyone brings in America, won't just get deducted off of your disability or your assistance. They just stop your assistance, and then you have to start jumping through the holes all over again, or the hoops all over again, which seems ridiculous to me. So yeah, like I said, I'm really, really blessed. The setup that I've got here is pretty damned awesome. So yeah, I'm very, very lucky, but it's not that way for everyone. We can pretend to be fancy sometimes, for sure. For sure. Mr. Q saying the little gray horse is happy. He got his oats and apple. Bad part, I got horse knot on me. I watched a video of a vet draining a horse's sinuses. My God, that was disgusting and awesome. I mean, remember, I'm the one that wanted to be the special effects makeup artist. I like the bloody, the horror, the gross and stuff. To this day, one of the effects that I did that I loved doing most was the lip rip, because it was a zombie movie. So the zombie walks up and bites on the guy and then tears his whole lip and the part of his chin. So all you see is the bone and teeth. Amazing. That was such a fun effect to do. That was so much fun to work on. So yeah, watching a vet drain a horse's sinuses was both absolutely disgusting and so cool to watch. I can imagine just this horse sneezing on you is pretty nasty. Not Roots is saying, you're all right, Dig. So's Johnny. I just wish y'all weren't so dependent upon the government. I really want to like you guys. Oh, well, thank you. You can like us even though we're stuck depending on the government. That being said, if it's a impediment for you, fair enough. I do enjoy you in chats. Oh shit, I hit a button. That being said, I really had no choice. Where I was when I finally had to sign up, and it was a horrible place. My health physically as well as mentally, like, it's not just depression. I don't just, it's not just, I have health issues, and I was in a real spot. And if not for the disability, I wouldn't have been able to recover to the point where I'm at now, which is the point where I can do this and, maybe help to make my life a little bit better. And I mean, God forbid I became big, like, you know, meme big, then maybe I wouldn't need to be on disability. But seeing as I'm not that entertaining, I'll never become big enough to be able to live off of my whatever stream income there might be. I'm never going to be that big, but at least it gives me a little bit of extra cash, so I can attempt to do things like travel across the country to another country, going from West Coast to East Coast and into the States. I would not be able to afford that at all, if not for the bits that come in from the streaming. So yeah, I would love to not be dependent on my government, but I am also realistic enough to understand. I mean, if you look at my streaming record, um, I am not reliable enough to be able to stream each week at the time I say. There's been so many times I can't do it. Uh, I wake up and my body just won't do it, won't allow it. And it's unfortunate, but if I didn't have the disability, I'd be fucked, dude. I wish I didn't have to depend on the government, but thank God they're there, you know? They might be dirty shits, but at least right now they're helping me. So my life would be a lot worse off if I didn't have the disability. So yeah. Wish I wasn't reliant upon it, but ifs and buts. What is that? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Yeah. So I would love it to be so, but good to see you, Red Scoper. People like to make fun of Johnny for looking like he's tired when he's on steel toe, but they don't consider that's because of his MS. Well, his MS and the fact that it's a morning. First thing in the morning is tough for a lot of people anyways. But yeah, I mean, people forget because you just see a person sitting here, right? Shooting the shit, talking about whatever news or topic or whatever that they're talking about. That's all you guys see. That's all we see. You don't see everything outside of the stream, the struggles to do anything. I don't want to keep talking specifically of Johnny. I mean, it's his story, his stuff. But like, there are days when I wake up and the weather's turned and it went from hot and sunny for days to suddenly it's stormy and the humidity went through the roof, and it feels like I'm walking on broken glass. My feet hurt that badly. And sitting still here and putting a smile on and pretending that I'm happy and really excited to be talking about whatever subject, when in reality my skin is crawling and burning, my feet feel like they're absolutely broken, my stomach is upset. I don't know if I might just puke or shit myself sometimes. There's my it hurts to breathe. The pain is so bad that just breathing itself is a pain. Like, you guys don't see all that. You don't see the nights where you just can't sleep because your body won't stop doing something. And like in Johnny's case specifically, no matter what he wants or tries, he has no control over what his legs do. Zero control. They will flex and kick or strain or whatever all night long, and there's nothing he can do about it. So, you spend a whole night awake fighting your legs like that, and then you got to get up 5 a.m. or whatever and start streaming. Yeah, you're gonna look tired. But it is what it is. By doing this, we don't look sick. We don't look, there's a mask you put on, well, I guess his mask is great because a lot of people think that he's just, lousing around or whatever. When reality, yeah, he's fighting all day, all night, and like I said, there are days when I would rather just sleep, just keep sleeping, roll over and go back to sleep than wake up and have to deal with the high amount of pain, and have to exist in that pain. You know, there's times when it would be a lot easier to just sleep, you know? So I know it's hard, but yeah, you guys don't get to see everything. So I guess that's a good thing. I can sit at a candlelit plastic folding table in a cheap used thrift store suit in a nice park and eat my turkey deli meat and mayo sandwich with potato chips and be fancier than a noisy restaurant. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I love that. And that's exactly it. Yeah. Who decides what fancy is? And who decides what a good time is, right? Like, while saying sometimes I get bougie and use a paper plate instead of a piece of paper towel for my cookies. Oh, good Lord, that is bougie. My leftover pizza. Except for the fact that paper towel has gotten so expensive. I used to just cook the leftover pizza on a piece of paper towel in the microwave, just straight. You don't need a plate for that shit. The paper towel will catch it, whatever. Oh my goodness. You said it's you're talking to Red Scoper. Gotcha. Never mind. Especially if you get them fancy Xmas plates on sale, right? Yes. Xmas in the US Thanksgiving have the best after sales on paper plates. Interesting. And they're the heavy duty ones. Okay. See, and that's the thing here. You just get the cheap ass ones. You end up using 4 for one tray of food because they're so flimsy, and yeah. I'll have to keep that in mind once I get out that way. The Canada Wars have started. They have, Master Yoda. Yeah, that's the thing. That's one thing that makes me feel okay about it. As much as I see Turdo and even more so Carney embracing communism and the CCP and all things China, as bad as that looks, I am safe in the knowledge that you Americans will never let it get that far because you guys can't afford to let China be a controlling element in North America. You just can't. You can't afford to let us get taken over by China. So worst case scenario, you guys will come in and kill off all the CCPers and just take over. And I'm okay with that too. If you're coming to the States, bring some syrup. Will do. Oh, not Roots. You want to hear about Bigfoot on my property? Hell yeah. I live in Bigfoot territory. I've never seen one. I never heard one, but I have heard the banging of the rocks on the trees, that sort of thing. So yeah, I've never been close enough to smell or hear one, but I do believe they exist. Roy Rat, you guys are still talking about the paper plates and stuff. We're going to have leftover paper plates and 250th plates and decorations and collectibles for the next 10 to 15 years before everybody throws it out finally. Okay, so Not Roots has never seen one, but he'd find footprints all over. I used to hear screams all the time. Dogs would hide under the cars and trucks. No clue what it was. Something I never heard before. Yeah, they're apparently, they sound interesting. They can be really deep and scary, and they can sound a little bit like a child from what I understand. But yeah, I totally believe they exist. Just because I haven't seen them doesn't mean anything. I know people like to argue that in this day and age, by now, with all of the development that we have done and into every area of the world, and with all the drones and cameras and whatnot, someone somewhere should have found provable evidence of them by now? I don't think so. I think they're quite likely um, partially underground dwellers. So, like I said, my very favorite conspiracy theory of all times is the thought of Middle Earth, that there's this steampunk, vastly advanced race of humans living in the middle of Earth. I think that would be awesome. And if that's true, I always assumed that, Sasquatch and all them kind of lived in the in-betweens, in both. uh, US is going to be throwing one hell of a party this year and the next few for sure. Yeah, I know. Eh? You guys are going to have a hell of a time. Yeah. Got it. No bull riding for Digger. Yeah, no. I'm not going to ride. That's just silly. Again, that's silly. Shit hurts. Shit hurts for me more than most. So I'm not going to do that. I'm okay. I used to say get in trouble for emoting so much about having stubbed a toe or something. Oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. Suck it up. And it really did hurt that bad, but no one around, they didn't realize that it really did hurt that bad. No one knew about such a thing. Oh, yeah. That's right. Fuck Ottawa. We got Vermont for syrup and it tastes better because it has less stuck up in it. Exactly. Exactly. You guys are talking about Mother's Day and Father's Day. Apparently, BC schools have decided that neither are going to exist anymore. They've just wiped both from the slate. There is no more Mom's Day. There is no more Dad's Day. No more making cards for them in class. None of that. It just doesn't exist. They're not even replacing it with a Parents' Day. They're just not. We're so communized or communistic, I guess. I'm paying $351 bedroom, but every time government gives us a raise, the housing takes it. Yes, and when the president don't understand why we can't save money, right? I know. Only feeds. Yeah. I've been told I have nice feet on a totally different, not weirdness sort of a thing. But no, I can't do that. I mean, I sure feel like I'm fucking up, and why on earth is God going to keep giving me chances? Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, sure, I'm feeling like that, but I know for a fact that if I start doing only feeds, he's definitely going to be angry with me. Some of these self-sabotagey things that I do, I know I do. I'm aware I'm doing them. I try to stop, but I do it anyway. Those are bad enough. I have to fight. I don't have to go and start something that I know is a sin, no matter how much money I might make on it. Cripplecrutch.com, where the deaf meet the blind, right? It matches you by opposite disabilities. That's awesome. That's the thing. Johnny and I's disabilities kind of fit. We can help each other out in each other's weak spots. It's nice. Oh shit. Wrong hole. I don't want to know what you're talking about. Wrong hole. Taking care of those in our society who are unable to fully care for themselves due to disabilities is why we have society. It's not new human behavior because of governments, right? Yeah, you take care of those less fortunate than yourselves. It's just something a good person does. You try to help others. It's not a government thing. But yeah. Mr. Q is saying, I've broke so many bones and there's screws in my knees will tell me exactly when it's going to rain or the weather's going to about change about an hour before it does at least. Yeah, my feet will tell me. The minute I wake up, I judge what kind of a day it's going to be by just how bad my feet hurt. And sometimes I'm not sure until I actually swing my feet out of bed and stand on them, but I can always tell. And I know that the humidity is going up quick by just how bad my feet hurt. Yeah. It's interesting when you get old enough that your old injuries allow you the ability to tell the weather in advance of itself. My body knows what the weather is going to be like better than the weatherman who gets paid to tell you what it's going to be like. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we're already 10 minutes past. They're sitting nicely, but they're going to start kicking me in the ass. Pretty soon, they're going to start saying that they need food. So I am going to do. Okay, Dom, are you set up? Because I do / raid space, and then I would help if I had Rumble open, right? And I think I know what I was doing before. There we go. Goodness. Live right now. Perfect. So I turn that on, and then I go up here. Copy. Oh, bring myself back to StreamYard, and then I go paste. And I think if I did it right, the YouTube or the Rumblers are about to raid Dom's channel. He's got music playing now, and in a little bit he will have the evening's movie playing. So, crossing fingers. Ha! I did it, Dom. I did it. I love it. You guys have a wonderful time. I'll see you tomorrow for my rating stream. Love you all. Bye.
Login, late night, same chair, same spot. Screen glow, halo, chat's running hot. She flips to page 3, then dives off the plot. Let's talk about the Lizard Kings again. 10 for crowns.